Okay, welcome to a new episode of Nate's MMA Corner. I'm Nate, and if you watch my show, you're in my corner. Today's episode is another double header, post-fight of the last card and a pre-fight for this coming card. And so this is a lot to cover, so let's get started. So to kick off the main card on the last card, we had the middleweight clash with Phil Hawes and Kyle Dawkins, and Phil Hawes won unanimous decision. I figured his strength in wrestling would play a factor, and heavy hands, and yeah, he just dominated on positions and landed some good strikes en route to unanimous decision. Then we had a catchweight bout at 160.5. Gregor Gillespie defeating Carlos Diego Ferreira, TKO punches, round 2. Pretty impressive win. And then we had a heavyweight clash with Marcos Rogerio de Lima defeating Maurice Green by unanimous decision, basically ground and pound for 3 rounds. And, essentially, in my opinion, saving his UFC career. This was a loser leaves town fight of the UFC, essentially. I saw this fight as, and Maurice Green, according to MMA Junkie, has left the UFC, been cut after this loss, so that proved my theory right about this fight. So Marcos saves his UFC career here, presumably. And then we had a welterweight clash with Neil Magny and Jeff Neal, and Neil Magny narrowly won this fight. This was a close fight, 29-28 on 2 of the judges and 30-27 on the third. I think Jeff Neal may have won, I think, round 2 or 3, and then 1 or 2 or something like that. But yeah, there was one round where it was really close, and the other 2 rounds I thought Neil Magny clearly won. Then in another welterweight clash, we had Alex Morono defeat Donald Cerrone, TKO punches, round 1. This was explosive, monumental win for Alex Morono, and really puts him on the map against a big name, defeating a big name like Donald Cerrone. And can't wait to see who Cerrone's next opponent will be and who Alex Morono's next opponent will be. It's going to be exciting. Then in the women's flyweight division, the main event, we had Marina Rodriguez defeat Michelle Waterson, decision unanimous. Yeah, I think Michelle won a round or 2, and then but it was pretty much Marina outstriking her, and this pretty much stayed standing like I thought it would on my pre-fight. So overall, decent card, not the best card, not the worst card, but decent card. And now let's get into pre-fight with predictions of the main card of UFC 262. And so in a catchweight bout at 137, we have, to kick off the main card, Matt Snell versus Rogerio Bontorin. I believe I said that right. Hopefully I didn't butcher the name. But I'm going to go with Matt Snell on here. I think he wins decision unanimous. I'll say 29-28. I think this could be a close fight, but I think Matt Snell will edge out the win here. Then in the featherweight division, we have Shane Burgos versus Edson Barboza. I'm going to go with Shane Burgos here. I think he's been looking better as of late, and Edson Barboza is sort of on the downside of his career right now, for the most part. And yeah, I think Shane Burgos has more momentum going into this fight, and he just will. I could picture him knocking him out. I'll say second round knockout. Then in the women's flyweight division, we have Caitlin Chukagian versus Viviane Araújo, and I'm going to go with Araújo here by decision. I think this is going to be a close fight. I'm only going to give Araújo 55% chance of winning this fight, but close fight. So I'll pick Viviane by decision. Then in the co-main event in the lightweight division, we have Tony Ferguson, former interim UFC lightweight champ, versus Beneil Dariush. And I'm going to go, I went back and forth on this one, but yeah, I said on previous episodes, I think Tony needs to get reacquainted with Brock, and if he can do that, and work on his takedown defense, I think he'll be a terror again at lightweight. But I think that Beneil's on a whole nother level right now, and I think Beneil comes in, bum rushes for those takedowns, will eventually get him, and will win, and he's going to avoid the heavy shots of Tony Ferguson. I think Tony's best chance of winning is keep this fight standing, land a knockout. I don't see him submitting Beneil. Beneil's just a high-level jiu-jitsu guy, but if anyone can do it, Tony can. But I'm going to go with Beneil, and I'm going to go with Beneil by decision here, ground and pound for 3 rounds or 2 rounds, and just barely survives being knocked out from Tony. But yeah, I'll say 60% chance Beneil wins this, 40% chance Tony wins it, because Tony, if he stuffs those takedowns, keeps the fight standing, he still has those heavy hands for a lightweight, and he'll get a knockout. So I'll pick Beneil by decision. Then in the lightweight, also in the lightweight division, in the main event for the UFC lightweight title, we have Charles Oliveira versus Iron Michael Chandler, and the former Bellator lightweight champ. And I'm going to go with Michael Chandler here. I think, you know, he's had so many title fights over the years, and in Bellator, and people are bashing him right now because, you know, he, you know, only had one UFC fight, and he's already getting a title shot, but people forget he was such a dominant champ in Bellator. And a lot of those people saying that, they didn't watch Bellator, in my opinion, or at least close enough, because he had a trilogy, amazing trilogy with Eddie Alvarez, and I think it was the second one, or it's one of the 3 Eddie Alvarez trilogy fights they had, where Michael Chandler clearly got robbed on the judges' scorecards and should have won that, and so he should have won the trilogy against Eddie Alvarez. But yeah, nonetheless, yeah, you know, he had a fluke loss to Brent Primus, but then, you know, he ended up getting that one back, and yeah, so I got to go with Michael Chandler here. Charles Oliveira's looked good as of late, but then when you look at the competition he's fought, and this upper echelon of lightweights, I think he has a good chance. I think this is a close fight, and I'm only going to give Michael Chandler a 55% chance of winning this fight. This is a really good title fight. Charles Oliveira has earned his title shot, and I can't wait to see this fight. This fight is for the fans, for the hardcore fans that know their stuff. I don't see the casuals appreciating this fight as much, because Charles Oliveira is not a big name, and Michael Chandler is that guy from that other promotion, but that other promotion's Bellator, which is, you know, considered by many as the next big thing outside the UFC, and a very respectable organization. And yeah, so I got Michael Chandler winning this fight, but only 55% chance, and I think he wins it knockout, 2nd round. But yeah, it's going to be a tough one. It could go either way. Charles could get a submission. He could maybe get a takedown, or submit a, you know, wrap in a guillotine. So this fight could go either way. But I got Michael Chandler, 2nd round knockout. So there you have it. There's my predictions. Stay tuned for my post-fight show as always. Until then, see ya.